As you already know, my name is Naya Chung. I'm a third-year law student. I walk next semester, and I will be officially done with school in the summer. So, shout out to me, too. Who said that? Who said that? I am smart, I am beautiful, I am educated, I am kind, I am nice. Jesus, I'm tired. This is so cute. Hello everybody and welcome to today's vlog. As you know, it is finals week. The stress is real, but I'm very proud of myself because I got done with my second draft for supervised research. Plus Kayden is sick, so he's been staying home from daycare, so I've been really having to manage my time. So right now I'm deciding to do my healthcare class presentation. We can do it on Zoom and upload it. So I'm about to present right now and upload it. I'm so honored that you guys are able to also hear my presentation and see how I would present, and I'm going to present to my class, so this y'all seen me before. And stay tuned for the after in 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, my name is Naya Chung and welcome to my PowerPoint for today. Today I'll be talking about minor law protection, reality over utopia, as I am arguing for federal law that creates protection for minors to be able to have confidential relationships with their doctors in certain instances that deal with STDs, STIs, mental health, and pregnancy prevention. So let's start with some numbers, and all my data is coming from the CDC. In 2017, 55% of teens were already having sex by the age of 18. That is more than half of the teenage population. 42% of teen girls and 44% of teen boys between the ages of 15 and 19 were already sexually active in 2017, and I can only imagine that the number is increasing because data from the CDC website was saying how these numbers are only getting more and more alarming. In a survey from National Youth Risk Survey from 2021, 30% of students have already had sex. 40% of students did not use a condom the last time they had sex. 8% of students did not consent to the sexual activity. 9% were tested for HIV, and 5% of students were tested for STIs and STDs throughout the school year. Now, this is already happening among teenagers, which is why I'm arguing for federal law protection that protects young people to get educated on what they're doing so they can have safety measures and at least go about sex safely and prevent STDs, HIV, STIs, unwanted pregnancy, and focus on prevention. The CDC even recognizes that people between the ages of 13 to 64 should get tested for HIV at least once a year for routine medical care. Imagine being 13 years old, already being tested for HIV. This should scare people. Not in a bad way, but in a way to want change. In 2021, 19% of all HIV diagnoses were among young people between the ages of 13 to 24. Teenagers and young adults accounted for 53% of new STIs in 2020, and 500,000 infants were born to young moms in 2022 between the ages of 15 and 19 years old. And I'm the pot calling the kettle black because I was pregnant at 19 in 2021, and I am basically a part of these statistics, which is why I'm advocating for transparency and confidentiality and trust between minors and their doctors. That way we can help decrease this number. This is a problem, and I really feel like the real reason why this is a major problem is because sex is an uncomfortable conversation, but prevention should be the most important aspect of healthcare when thinking about a patient's quality of life, especially when you're hearing about 14-year-olds being diagnosed with HIV, 18-year-olds being diagnosed with HIV, 140,000 children being born to parents 15 to 19 years old. We clearly have an issue that needs to be addressed. And we need federal law to be implemented. That way we can have a uniform law across the board and in every state. When you think about the reality versus the appearance of public perception, and I understand why this may not want to be passed, but I'm arguing that it's not something that wants to be passed. It's something that needs to be passed when thinking about these numbers that exist today. Now, why do I think these issues are still going on? HIPAA and parental rights and doctors' fears. So according to HIPAA, a parent is allowed access to exercise their minor's HIPAA's rights as if they were their own. And the parents are allowed access to their minor children's medical records, and they're allowed to have access to their confidential information, which is not considered a violation of HIPAA. Now, there's exceptions in some states to specific situations and treatment, where minors are allowed to exercise confidentiality. But I'm saying that not every state has these strong protections. So we should just create federal law that allows for one voice and one sound that can allow for doctors not to be afraid of liability and confusion from different state laws, and which will allow for minors to be willing to be educated on what they're doing, especially at young ages where they may not know everything that can come with what they're doing. And what better to hear it from doctors and the healthcare system who see the consequences to this every single day. My question for you today is, do you believe that sexually active and mentally struggling teenagers are honest to their parents about what they truly partake in? And I want to ask a deeper question. Do you believe that teenagers are honest to their doctors when parents are allowed to be in the room and or have access to their confidential information? Based on a study, the reason why doctors' voices aren't being taken seriously with this issue is because of public policy and public perception. So this is why I'm trying to change your opinion about this topic today. Maybe you were unaware, but even if you were aware, I want to advocate for why there should be confidentiality for minors, because doctors, the medical community, and adolescents prefer confidential care based on prevention, transparency, and truth, which will not just help young people get access to better prevention and sex education and mental health treatment and substance abuse, whatever instances that we can agree on federally, but we should have a blanket protection for everybody of these ages so that everyone can be protected. Here was just a little study with doctors recognizing that with notification of parental access, it makes their jobs more difficult because it makes young people less trustworthy of them and more likely to receive illegal or unsafe care. And it's more evident when parents are notified. And doctors are concerned about being sued or their license being taken away when they want to treat these people and these teenagers in these situations. And they are aware that if they don't treat them, they will utilize illegal and unsafe healthcare measures in instances of pregnancy and even STD treatment and STI treatment and abortion. And this is a dilemma for doctors face every day because they are worried about what they can and can't do with or without parental consent. And to the right, if you want to read, the link is here in my PowerPoint, which basically says that most young women, most teenagers will not receive STD treatment or STI prevention when they know that parents are allowed access to their information, even in situations that don't deal with what they're going for. Just the fact that a parent can be notified in other situations prevents them from being willing to go seek healthcare. And African American young girls are less likely to stop using these services, but this is not true for people of other races. And still with African American girls, only 49% included that they would stop using all sex care services. So that is still a huge number. In Florida, it is now a misdemeanor for physicians and healthcare providers to do treatment for a minor in specific instances without obtaining parental consent. You can go to the Florida bill to learn what those limited instances are, but imagine being a doctor and having to stay updated on these laws, or even being a minor knowing these laws exist and more reluctant to seek healthcare. I'm arguing that if we do create federal law, we should be more like California, which is very progressive, and they allow for minors to consent to treatment in cases of mental health, sexual reproductive health, and substance abuse treatment. And they have stronger confidential laws that allow minors to seek certain healthcare without parental notification. And they even go as far as allowing people the age of 12 to be able to consent to healthcare treatment in mental health situations. Not to surprise me, but when I hear about the CDC recommending 13-year-olds to be tested for HIV, this tells me that they know something that I do not. And maybe we should have a lower number. That way, whoever is in those instances can seek healthcare. But I believe that we should leave that up to people to decide. But I believe that these avenues should exist. Now, this is just different states that have different beliefs. Some believe that you could have STD diagnosis and treatment, but they don't do STD prevention. Some do HIV testing, but not HIV treatment. So I believe that all these things, if you're going to do treatment, you should allow for testing for minors. And I think that these should exist across the board. Now, the argument would be, at what age do we allow these things to come through? But I think that's something that we should come to as a consensus as a society. My take is that prevention is more important than teenagers having lifelong consequences that are irreversible, such as teen pregnancy, abortion, STDs, STIs, and HIV. And the healthier a person's relationship to sex is, And the more knowledge they have, the better prevention and quality of care can be on the healthcare side and for that person. And I just want to argue that I am these statistics that I'm talking about, which is why I want to advocate today, because I was the young mom who did not tell my parents everything and I became pregnant. I was a part of that 140,000. Even if you weren't, think about that 140,000 just in our years. And I think I said 2020, and I was scared to tell my doctors the truth about being sexually active as a teenager. And now as a teen mom, I would still be scared. I'm not blind to what I'm saying. I know how scary what I'm saying is, not knowing what my son would do as he grows up. But I would rather him be safe than sorry, even if that means he has a private, confidential relationship with a doctor on only limited sensitive issues. And I want to argue that health is wealth. And this is me. This is my baby. This is him when he was a baby to the left. The last picture was more recent. Now he turns 3 in November. And yeah. This is why I did my PowerPoint today, to advocate for other young people. I know that things like abortion is a very huge issue nowadays, so let's focus on prevention. Let's try to lower that conversation by focusing on preventative measures, whether that is about sex, STIs, STD treatment, and so we can stop these lifelong consequences for young children in these situations by changing public perception and addressing public need. Thank you guys for listening to me today. And if you haven't, and if you're in my class, or if you're just watching from YouTube, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And subscribe to me. I am a young mom in law school, and I believe in advocating for others and changing reality by pushing the needle forward for all. Thank you, and have a good day. Okay, everybody, as you can see, I just finished my PowerPoint and now I'm uploading everything online, making sure everything's submitted to the platform so I know that I'm done with this class. This is the end for healthcare organizations, regulations, and access. I can't believe it. I feel really confident about my PowerPoint, and my dad just happened to bring some oxtail and rice and peas, so we living over here. Jamaican girl things. If you also don't know, I'm Jamaican. My dad is Jamaican and Chinese, and my mom is West African from Ghana. So I'm Ghanaian, Jamaican, and Chinese. But tomorrow we're gonna wake up and do evidence. I officially submitted my supervised research second draft. I've submitted my final presentation, PowerPoint, and paper for healthcare regulations, access, and you know the rest. And now it's time for evidence and PR. So we'll wake up tomorrow and do that. Okay, just so everybody knows, the PowerPoint I presented yesterday was my final exam PowerPoint. That was my final exam PowerPoint, yes. But like I said, I woke up, today's the next day, and I will be doing evidence today. Hopefully I can get to the point where I'm starting to do the practice exams. And so many people from my school said once they learned everything, they were more confused because so much knowledge and you just have to know when something applies. So I'm gonna try to make sure I have a real clear understanding of each rule. And I'm gonna need to do those practice exams, that way I know in what situations is it what rule. And I'm just so overwhelmed, but we're gonna push through it because through YouTube, I'm holding myself accountable through you guys. Okay, through y'all. Y'all motivate me too. I got all my stuff ready to go just for my exams, and yeah, the girl is locked in. Let's see how much I can do while Kayden is asleep.
You're my mommy.
Yeah.
You're my pretty mommy.
Oh, you're pretty, mommy? Oh, you're the best son in the world, you know that?
Anything describing generalized character traits or generalized behavior, right? That's reputation and opinion testimony. It's also important to recognize, so under 405, indicator that that's actually a habit or routine practice.
Let's give a kiss to each other. My Professor Savannah, sent me back my edits for my paper, and there is more to work on. I am stressing, but it is a good thing. It's actually good to get more edits because the more edits you get, the better and closer a better grade can be. It's just you always have to keep rolling with the punches, seeing what you did wrong, adding more, and you know, constantly keeping up with your paper. So if you're gonna do supervised research, make sure that you're ready to be committed to fix everything on the spot, to get your revisions, to fix it, to really take it seriously. So I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow or later tonight because my brain is already drained from studying for evidence, but I'm gonna need to do that someday. My final paper for that is due November 26th, and it is November 16th today, I think. Let's see. Yes, it is November 16th. But your girl got so many exams, so I'm just like, but look, I printed it out. Looking at my edits, it's not too much, but your girl got to get on her Zoom. Here's Kayden, you guys. Hello everybody, I just got to school and good morning. I have class today. I still have class for one more week and then I have 1 week of no class and then it's finals, and that's typically how law school goes, at least at my school. So yeah, I'm drained, I'm stressed, and I'm tired, but I can't wait for all this to be done because then I'll have like a 3-week break, and Lord knows I need that. That is like the light at the end of the tunnel keeping me going right now. I'm in class now. I'm basically the first student. Somebody came after me, but he just went to print something, and see you guys soon. Hello everybody and welcome to my vlog. Right now it's 11:27 and I'm about to talk to you guys about something very serious. The other day I found out that my friend Gabriela, aka Gaby, has passed away, and it is something very on my heart, sad, and something that I just want to address publicly and on my channel because life is real and unfortunately so is death. Today we have a moment for Gaby at her school. It starts at 12. I will be there, but this is something very important for me to be present of. Me and Gaby, we met in this volunteer thing called Unrepresented Youth in Law and Medicine, and we first met by going to a high school and being paired in the same team and teaching students why they should be interested in law. And we were trying to encourage people you don't really see in law to be in law based on low socioeconomic class, race, gender, and just other factors. And now me and Gaby have the privilege of being in class together. We actually just recently started sitting next to each other because my professor allowed us to switch twice, and our groups happened to sit right next to each other. And every day Gaby would ask me, how's my son doing? How am I? She would always talk about her mom. One thing I can always say is that she loved her mom. She did. She really did. She never not asked me how I was doing or how am I as a mom or how am I feeling, and just people like that is just people I forever appreciate, and I wish our friendship would have been able to continue and grow. So this is for you, Gaby. Today I'll be going to your moment, to your memorial, and I just can't believe it. I just talked to you before you passed away, and we were literally talking about if we were going to volunteer at that same place again. I wanted to try volunteering at that same volunteer place again since that was one of our last conversations, but as a 3L I'm not able to since I'm graduating and they need continuous mentorship. So it's unfortunate. I did try, and rest in power, rest in peace. I just want to update you guys on what's happened during finals, what I'm going through as I'm taking finals, what's happening, because that's something you never plan for. Never. When it's already hardest of death, but then death of somebody you know, somebody you talk to, somebody you had a conversation with, somebody who's a contact in your phone, it hits a little different. Somebody else passed away, I should mention, before Gaby the week before, and it's just very hard at our school right now during studying and during finals time, but that's what I'm about to go to do. After that, I will be meeting with Jai. We're going to study together, and I've been recalling evidence. Ask me a question right now. Rule 401, watch this. Evidence is relevant if A, it has any tendency to make a fact more or less probable than without the evidence, and the fact is of consequence in determining the action. Hello everybody, it is 9:07 p.m. and I have my first real final exam tomorrow, and my final starts at 9 a.m. so I'm gonna have to wake up at my house at like 5 and go to school. That way I can be ready for my exam and on time. Right now I am in crunch mode. I am stressing, and today I really locked in. It's always the night before finals. I'm still doing work, I'm still memorizing everything, and this is the reality to law school, is that you are going to study until the day comes. finals. It's not like, oh, I'm done in advance. Like, no, there's always more you can know. There's always a rule. There's always something you can understand clearer. So right now I'm up. I'm gonna go over more rules. I went through 21 out of 25 PowerPoints so far. I either will wake up at like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. and do the rest, or try to go through most now and then wake up and just refresh. But that is where I am at the moment. I honestly think I'm gonna stay awake. Root for me. And I'm going to document every emotion during finals right now because normally I really don't record while I study because I'm just like, I'm sorry, I need to pass. My method is that I rewatch Zooms. For this class at least, I'm not doing that for evidence, but for this class, I'm rewatching majority of the Zooms and then I'm writing notes and I'm remembering.
Just a divorce, a simple adoption, so that would be responses.
Look at Tyler making me eggs while I study. If you don't know, I have a brother. And he's the youngest, and his name is Tyler. Okay, law school family. It is 11:42, basically 12 a.m. And I'm gonna go to sleep, that way I can have some form of rest. I got a majority of studying done. I'm gonna wake up around 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. and study some more, just review. And go to school early, sit there, get everything in my brain of what I need to know, and take this exam. So, bye you guys. Good morning everyone. It is 4:50, it is exam day. And let's do this thing. I already packed my backpack. My work area is a mess. My mom's gonna hate it. I got a Celsius, I got a water, I got my phone, and yeah, it's time to go.
Issue, and you worked on that on class. The sample outline is posted on the Canvas course under problem.
Your girl is at school on a Sunday. Why do they have me here is the question. I'm just kidding. I am more prepared than I think, to be honest. Because I went over the review and I know about 95% of things. It's just some things I don't have like the clearest definition of. I need to get this out of the way. Hello everybody, so it's 10:48. I got out like 6 minutes ago and the exam started at 9. I got out like 10:30 actually. I just was texting my friend and I just feel very confident in this exam. It was very straightforward. Professor Straffolino really gives you exactly the examples she's been given in class, and that makes me just feel confident. Even the essay question felt really good about that, so glad about that exam. Sometimes when you're too comfortable, it's like wait, but to be honest, I just know my abilities, you know. I know I did good. But yeah, now it's time to study for evidence. I have exactly today and tomorrow to get it all together and fight for my life and study. So yeah, back again, depression. I'm just kidding. I am about to listen to some Christian music, which I really don't do, but my mind is just so hectic with all finals I have coming up, and I'm just like praying for God's guidance. So watch me worship. I would not be who I am or where I'm supposed to be if it was not for God, and I just want you all to know that God made me this way. God for some reason destined me for greatness, and I'm literally just surrendering my life to Him, and whatever's for me through God is for me. That's how I live. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I'm up, coming after me. What? No metal you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb out, coming after me. Okay, good morning everybody. I just took a shower. It is 7:35 a.m. I'm about to walk outside and remember all these rules. I'm gonna leave my phone inside. I just told my family because I need to log in. So this is what I'm doing for the day. Good luck to Josh. He takes her exam at 9 a.m. Rule 105, there should be limited jury instructions. Rule 106, you can request a complete document. Rule 401, evidence is relevant if it has any tendency to make a fact more or less probable. Relevant evidence may be inadmissible if federal rules or these rules prohibits. A1, A2, A, B, C. or for A2C in a criminal case of homicide if the defendant tries to assert that they were the first aggressor. I am leaving for exams right now, and the sky just legitimately looks beautiful with all the stars. But I don't think you guys can even see them all. So I'm at school and in 626, and I just realized, like, wow, I'm exhausted. I'm not even gonna take you guys in with me to study because I just need to come out, let this go by, and go to sleep. TTYL, good luck, Naya. Good luck, Charlie. But good luck, Naya. So y'all know the reference. You guys, my camera is currently broken, so I have to send it out for a couple weeks, but I am out of exams. It's 1:03. I got out about 30 minutes ago. I was talking to Jai, and my 1 month vacation starts now. I was definitely more confident with my PR exam than evidence. Evidence is just one of those subjects, but we'll just see when grades come out. What I'm most appreciative about is just the fact that I get to not do work or schoolwork for a month. My bad, because I might be working somewhere, but schoolwork for a month, and that's all I need. I'm very proud of myself because I just feel like I'm documenting my journey, and this is just a testimony to myself and to everybody watching. So if you watched this video, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hope the finals went well for you, and just know you're capable of anything you put your mind to. Love you all. Love anyone who supports, even if you're not subscribed.